The moment I opened the front door, my wife's voice shattered the quiet. "Who is she? What's happening?" Her face was flushed, hands trembling, performative, like someone trying to make sense of a script. The woman beside me didn't flinch. She moved into the entry with slow confidence, composed as if she belonged. I smiled, measured and steady. "Technically, you've met her before," I said, "just not like this." My wife's breath hitched. "What?" The stranger held out her hand. "I'm Laura, Robert's wife." Robert, my wife's boss, and the man she'd been having an affair with. The air went cold. My wife sagged against the banister, feeling as if someone had taken the wind from her. In that silence, my plan began to take shape. Claire and I had been married 8 years, the kind people call stable because they don't look closely enough. We'd met when I was grinding the early days of my firm. Late nights, cheap takeout, shared ambitions. She stayed beside me through the climb. Or so I believed. Success shifted the atmosphere in our home. I worked more. She grew distant. I told myself it was stress. She called it needing space. Then Robert appeared, older, polished, and suddenly interesting in ways I wasn't. She came home smelling like unfamiliar cologne, laughing at jokes I'd never heard, sleeping with an ever-growing gap between us. I tried not to notice. Betrayal, though, doesn't need imagination, only observation. The evidence arrived like an insult wrapped in arrogance. A message lit up her smartwatch while she showered. "Last night was dangerous and worth it. R." I stared until the letters blurred, then captured the screen. Later I explored her phone, a hidden folder with messages, receipts, photos. Work trip hotel bookings for Paris that read like private getaways. Team dinners that never were. Late nights that weren't. I remember standing in the dark hallway, phone in hand, feeling a quiet click inside me. I didn't explode. I cataloged. My revenge wasn't messy or impulsive. It was methodical. Step 1, gather everything. I mapped Robert's online breadcrumbs, company filing, financial trails, internal emails. Step 2, find leverage. That's when I discovered Laura wasn't a passive spouse. She owned a majority stake in her husband's company. Step 3, meet the other half of the equation. At a charity gala, I introduced myself to Laura. She recognized my name, mentioned my wife worked for her husband. I let the comment land. I let her curiosity grow. Over coffee the next week, I laid the evidence out for Laura. Messages, bookings, the pattern. She didn't fall apart. She photographed the proofs on her phone and said, "Show me everything." Step 4, wait for the right moment. We bided our time, 2 months, until Robert had sufficiently exposed himself through reckless corporate decisions. Hidden accounts, fraudulent reimbursements tied to his travel, expenses she had apparently approved. When the trap was ready, we let it spring in what looked like ordinary life. The day I brought Laura to our house, Robert was at the office, oblivious. Claire was at home, scrolling through social feeds, pretending everything was as it had been. When I walked in with Laura at my side, something in Claire crumbled. Shock, then guilt, then panic. Laura set her purse down and scanned the room. "Nice place," she said, her voice precise and cold. "Reminds me of that suite in Milan." Claire's reply was a cracked protest. I cut in every hotel charge, every fabricated expense, every false story, documented and shared. Claire's face went slack. Tears filled her eyes. She wants to know the truth. I told her. I gave it to her. The fallout was swift. By morning, the papers had the story. Robert resigned amid allegations of misconduct. An audit leaked details of misused funds, fake travel claims, and inappropriate relationships with employees. Claire's name appeared in the report. She was fired. No severance, no reference. By evening, Laura had assumed control of the company and, in the public eye, became the wrong spouse who reclaimed power. That night, Claire came to my office, ruined and pleading. I didn't look up. "You destroyed me," she whispered. "You ruined everything." I handed her back her own reflection. "You dismantled what we built," I said quiet. "I only showed you the mirror." She fell to her knees, begging for a second chance. For a flicker, I almost felt pity. Then I remember the long hours I'd sat awake, the glow of her phone on the pillow, pretending sleep. Years of building a life reduced to her hunger for attention. I told her, "You traded us for a thrill." She reached for my hand. I stepped around her, walked out, and left the line I'd been saving since that first message on my breath. "Tell your boss's wife I said hello." A year later, the headlines had faded. Robert disappeared from the corporate scene. Claire moved far away and started anew under a different name. Laura runs a company with a steady hand. Hardly loud, but undeniably in charge. We don't plot together anymore. Sometimes we exchange a short message. Two people who survived the same lie from opposite sides. Revenge never felt like pyrotechnics. It felt like equilibrium. Clear air that finally belonged to me again. I didn't smash anything or yell for justice. I simply turned on the lights, showed the receipts, and invited the only person who had a right to know,